What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy, C-Dub, aka Whit, coming at you guys, presenting you a extremely old commentating video. This is from Ontario, end of season, category 4 criterium. As you see right now, I'm behind Wes Watanabe and Lewis of Dare, and we're just getting started. Right now, I believe I'm next to Jacob or Hosu and of Serious Cycling, and we are underway. This video is roughly about 28 minutes long, and again, this was a category 4 race, the first race for me of the day here in Ontario, the last Ontario race of the season. They only do a series of 3 events, and so this is the end of season event. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, road runners, for clicking this video, and I humbly apologize for getting you this video so late. A little difficult because I've moved some things around with my office setup, as well as my computer is it's slow, so just bear with me. I have roughly 4 more commentated videos to present to you. So I have this one, I have the category 4-5 race that's coming, as well as 3 races, commentated races coming to you from CBR finale. So hope you all are excited for those, and got some great footage, some great content coming your way. So right now, sitting behind Dylan of Monster Media, and this is Austin to my immediate right, about 3 o'clock in the red kit. And Austin's father, Bernard, was actually a pro back in the late 60s, early 70s, and raced with a few different teams. If you look at the video that I have posted for CBR, you will see a snapshot of me and Mr. Bernard Courier there, as well as some small little pictures of him when he was in his prime, getting it in on the Pro Tour level. So again, right now we've completed 1 lap, and I am sitting currently on Dylan's wheel of Monster Media. I have behind me, have Dustin Benedict behind me, who's rocking the A Methods to Winning kit. And so right now we're just pushing our way. You see the data at the bottom along with the rear camera, and then to the top right you will see the course layout. And again, if you are new to the channel, pretty much what you have partaken in is I am a criterium racer, hence the name Crit Whit, and I am sharing my journey of life behind bars on 2 wheels. My heart's desire is to spread the love of cycling, spread the experience, and get more people excited about bicycle racing, bicycle riding, and just getting fit. So right now we are coming up on turn number 4 into turn number 5 as we make our way back to the start finish. And if you are watching this video for the first time, or any of my videos for the first time, and you have not hit that subscribe button, I ask that you would subscribe. And again, what you are subscribing to is the journey from me going from just getting back on my bike in October of 2017 to going into my first crit in March of 2018 to now have been racing roughly for about 1.5 to 2 years and getting it in. So right now, again, sitting behind now with Dustin right there to my 2 o'clock, as I'm gonna tuck by him. I'm gonna be behind Dustin for a while. Dustin is he's an older as well as a larger rider. As you can look at his body, as well as some other guys. You got Mark Rocha going underneath right there, and I also have Dorian on my wheel in the rear camera. So I'm going to call attention to some things, and I ask that you would just preview them as we go along in this commentated video. And again, this is just over 28 minutes long, and so I ask that you would get your beverage of choice, get comfortable. If you're on your indoor trainer, your indoor bike, on your smart trainer, I ask that you would get in that comfortable position and let the power do what it do, so you can get your training in. But right now we're just getting started, and you see I'm going 25 miles an hour. My cadence just plummeted, but it's back about 83 revolutions per minute. Heart rate is about 174 beats, and my power, of course, is fluctuating as we come into turn number 4. Not really pedaling through that, but just drafting behind Dustin. Right there to about my 1 o'clock, you have Jorge, and then to my 2 o'clock now, you have Mike Starr. And so some of these riders, I know them just from being friendly and just having a great time at these races. And if you've never come out to a bicycle race, whether it's Ontario, whether it's California bicycle racing, whether it's, you know, Manhattan Beach, Ladera Ranch, Dana Point, if they bring it back for 2020, if you come out to any races, I ask that you will come out and just have a good time. So right now we're going through turn number 1, and my family is actually sitting probably about 20 yards from turn number 1. So it was really awesome hearing them root for me as we came through the start finish and then progressed on through the course. So right now you see Austin is behind me. We have Go Fast behind me, and you will notice there is about 12 to 15 Go Fast riders in this event. And Go Fast is wearing the purple kits, and they came out thick in this race. So you see them to my left right there, and you see they actually got a pace line kind of setting up. And so you will see we will be swarmed by purple riders all over the place, and it just made for a very interesting race to see so much purple in this race. That right there is Louis 460 right here to my 10 o'clock next to Dustin. That's Louis. But right now you see I have Go Fast behind me. I have Go Fast to my left. I'm behind Dustin right now, and we are just progressing on. So you see again, I'm coasting, no power, no revolutions, going 22 miles an hour and just making our way through. And because this course is a left-handed turn course, you see me typically trying to stay to the left side or taking the inside line, and that's because that's the shorter line around this course. And that's one thing that I've learned is that, you know, you have to look at your course layout, look at some video as you go into a race and see what the best lines are. And in some events, they actually allow you to do like a one lap warm up of the course prior to the start of your actual race. And that's a great opportunity to actually be able to ride the course and see what lines you should take. So like you'll see right now, as I sit behind these Go Fast guys, right where I'm at right now, it's kind of choppy and bumpy. And if you look at the road and see the road, it's really, really broken up. So it's probably better to be a little bit more to the right or outside. But ultimately, being on the inside is the shorter line. Even when going through turns, you can pass up to 5 to 10 riders, depending on the way that the pace line or the tempo of the race is. You can pass a lot of riders. So right now you see Hosu coming up, and I just jump on his wheel. And that's one thing I've learned too, is to, you know, let gaps open up in front of me when we're moving, when you see riders pretty much in that predominant area, because they will fill in that gap, and that's less energy that I have to try to expend to close that gap down, or be looking for riders making moves up within the peloton. As Rasan Bahati say, that, you know, always be looking to move, and that's a good thing. It just keeps you alert. It keeps you present with what's going on in the race. So right now you see how I've kind of fallen off of Hosu's wheel, but yet because of my momentum, I got right back up on his wheel as we come through that turn because of people braking. And so again, just being mindful of where you are, always being responsible for your front tire or your front wheel, and then everything should work out for your good. And so that's one thing I've learned, especially doing these commentated videos, of watching what's going on behind me, seeing what's going on in front of me, which has helped me in races, specifically by kind of keeping my head on the swivel, seeing who's to my left, seeing who's to my right, seeing who's behind me, and then just making my moves from there. So as you see here, there is a plethora of Go Fast riders. You see Wes Watanabe taking the inside line, and you see how he came up right in front. I want to say this is Melissa or Courtney in front of me. I can't really see her number, but we did have some females in this race. We had about 3 or 4 females in this race as well, and I believe they all were go fast as well. But you see right now we're going 28, 27 miles an hour, and the pace is really picking up. I think this area right here was a crosswind from the left to the right, and when we come up to make turn number 3, we will be dealing with a headwind. So as we come up to this turn right now, and we're going to be making a left-hand turn, we're going to be going into a headwind. So that's going to be the wind direction for this course. So right now we're in that headwind, and this is the best place to really get tucked in behind somebody. And so I'm coming up on Wes Watanabe's wheel, and we're progressing our way up to turn number 4. And you see there in the top right of the screen that turn 4 to turn 5 is really, really short. And so if you take a good line, you really can kind of sweep through one and sweep through the other as it brings you up to the start finish for a great completion of the course. I got an Octavia right there about my 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock with the white and green checkered jersey with the black bibs, with probably the 30 front wheel with the 75 rear wheel combination going on. So right now you see my momentum. I go around West, and now you can see me in the rear camera, and I just come up making some moves. And again, the wind is blowing from our right to our left now, and so I'm on the inside, and I'm able to move up with little to no effort. You see now I'm hitting over 500 watts, and that's just to maintain the momentum because they're pushing down some wattage up in front of me, and so I'm just trying to stay tucked in behind this DNA CBS rider right here. I'm not sure if I got his name, but right now I'm tucked behind him for a little bit. You see right here at my 1 o'clock, you see there that's Gamma, and then to my right here about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you see Dorian. So right now tucked in behind DNA, you got Peter Verth going up on the outside. He's making his move up to the front, and Peter Verth is really known for attempting to break away and being out going solo. And sometimes, as you see him up there now, he's up there all alone by himself. And I believe we're going to pull him back here pretty soon. But a lot of times he will go off the front, and he'll grab a couple of preems or bar points or different things of that nature. And he's known for that. And so one day his breakaway is going to stick, and he is going to make it all the way through a race, leaving the peloton behind. But of course, as you all know, I'm a sprinter, so I'm looking to conserve my energy until it matters the most, which is pretty much finishing of that last lap with maybe 1 or 2 turns to go, and then exerting that energy so that I can utilize that wattage that I have to pass people and or to leave people behind, so that I can come across that line with a podium finish. So right now, as you see, I'm just again staying tucked in, trying to conserve as little energy as possible. Of course, with criterium racing, there's going to be surges. People are going to hit their brakes, which causes your momentum to slow down, and then you got to jump right back on the crank to keep that speed up and to stay with the peloton. So right here, you see I kind of let this gap open up in front of me, and but what I do is I allow my momentum, because they're slowing down in front of me, I allow my momentum to bring me right back up to his wheel with not expending too much energy. So right now you see I have oh man, I want to say Louis. I keep forgetting his name. Louis. I've raced with Louis, against Louis a few times. And actually, I think I raced against Louis at Santa Anita Park Crit, and he's known really for just the extreme spinning. You can see like now he's spinning, and he could probably go down a couple more gears and be good to go. But he's a spinner, so I would assume that his cadence is well over 100, if not high 90s, even in these races. So you see here, he's just spinning so easily, and even got him bouncing around a little bit in his saddle. So he could probably go down a couple of gears and do well. But that's his racing style. That's what he's comfortable with. So yeah, just tucked in behind Louis right now. And again, as you see, there's a lot of Go Fast. So right now I'm again behind Go Fast. I have Go Fast behind me, and we got Mark Rocha back there in the rear camera. He's kind of out in the wind a little bit. And just again, for me watching these videos, I'm learning more and more tactics and more things to look out for. And I believe that's what helps me to get in better placement. And Austin there in the red kit at about my 1 o'clock, he actually mentioned to me at a recent race that he watches some of my videos, and what he has observed is that I pretty much find good places to be. And so within these races, even in the commentated videos to come, you will hear me probably say and call him out because he stuck to my will in some of the races that we actually partook in together. So I'm not sure if you just noticed how Louis, he's spinning. Even right here, he's really spinning, and in some instances it's almost like he's floating over his saddle, and he could go down a gear, but for some reason he won't drop that chain down to a smaller cog, just to give him a little bit more of a better exchange for his effort and his speed, in a sense. And that's one thing that I've learned too, is if you're spinning too much, you're exerting a lot of effort to spin that crank, but yet it's not propelling you enough forward. So it's like you're not getting enough bang for your buck. And so again, you see all these Go Fast around me. And so I'm just really staying tucked in behind them because I assumed that they were going to be making some moves and doing some very interesting things in this race, because there were so many of them. I didn't know if they were going to have 3 guys or 6 guys go off the front and then have 3 guys blocking. I didn't know what they were doing, but right now you see guys hitting cones, and so that's very dangerous. I'm really happy. I think we all made it through that section safely. Nobody got hurt, and I think by the time we came back through, they had the cones back in place, so all was well. So right here again, still tucked in behind Go Fast. We got Mark Rocha right there, and so I come up here and I believe I jump on Serious Cycling's wheel. And again, you got to watch what wheels you're going to jump on, because sometimes you don't know what people are going to do. They may be going hard for a moment, and then they sit up on you, and the next you know, you're caught out in the wind, not being where you want to be. As you see, that kind of happens to me later on in this race. But right here, you see we got Dustin Benedict to my right there in the Pactimo kit. And again, staying tucked on Go Fast Louis' wheel. Again, somehow I continue to find myself behind Louis. And you see here we got another Go Fast guy going underneath. I could have jumped on that wheel, but you see he's really not putting down any watts to really move up really hard. And so I didn't want to get caught in that corner. So I just stay inside, try to stay out of the wind, especially knowing that we were coming into a headwind section. So I tucked inside of the peloton, again, just to stay out of the wind as much as possible. And as you even see behind me, you know, it's kind of, we're like 5, even 6 across the road, so the pace is not high at all, because again, this section that we were just in is a headwind section. So now we're going through turn number 4 and going through turn number 5 as we come through to the start and finish again. Right now we're about 17 minutes into this video, so we're actually over halfway done. We have just over 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this video. So again, I thank you for your time, because I know that time is very valuable. And I ask that if you like these commentated videos, that you would hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button down below. If you are watching and haven't subscribed, I ask that you would do so. We have just recently made it over 100 subscribers. So I thank every single one of you that have been with me from subscriber number 1 to all the way to subscriber number 805. I appreciate every single one of you all support. I appreciate your love. And also I want to give a little shout out to a new thing that I've just done. It is a Whit Vision t-shirt, and I ask that you will look down in the description below and you will see the Whit Vision t-shirt link that is presented to you by Teespring. And so if you want to get you a Whit t-shirt, I ask that you would please support the vision of impacting communities, reshaping lives. And I ask that you will go to Teespring, use that link down below, and get you a t-shirt. I believe it's $23.99. And again, you can pick from a plethora of colors, and you can rock your very own first ever public release Whit Vision t-shirt. And I ask that you would be a part of that. that and help support your boy as we progress through this journey. So right now, again, you see all those go fast ladies and gentlemen in front of me. You see we got Gamma Laura to my left. In front of him, you got Isaac Hernandez up there with the Velo Pasadena kit with the GoPro on his helmet. And so right now I'm staying on the inside. We have, oh my goodness, it's late here, y'all. I can't remember nobody's name. We got Irvin up there in the bright green kit. That's their new breakaway kit. So right now I'm sitting here tucked in, and again, staying on the inside and trying to stay out of the wind as much as possible. You see we're going 29 miles an hour, going over 90 revolutions per minute. My heart rate is really, really good. It's at 167, and as some of you all may already know, a good recovery heart rate for me is in the 160. So right now, sitting at 160 with just over 8 minutes to go in this video and in this race, that's pretty good for me. And we got Dakota going underneath right now, and he really hunkers down, looking hunkers down, and he makes his move up. And he's a good wheel to watch as well, because he's very he's really quick. Like, he can really make a move very, very quick. So right here in front of me with this lime green is Irvin, of Breakaway Cycling. We got Gamma Laura in front of me. We got, I believe that's Peter Verth to my left up there, 472. We got Go Fast all over the place. And so we're all now starting to buck for position because we're coming up on the end. You see Gamma, he reached down just earlier, tightening up his shoes, because Gamma has been doing phenomenal this season, winning races at CBR and just crushing the game. This is Lewis right here in front of me, and we are getting close, ladies and gentlemen, to the finish. So right now we're about 20 minutes in, almost 21 minutes in. We have roughly over 7 minutes left in this video. So right here, you see me go inside again because the wind is blowing from our right to our left. You see me progressing up again to move up to the front. And so I'm coming up, I'm passing a lot of people. Not really, I mean, I'm pushing 460 watts, but that's not really a lot due to the fact that, I mean, look at my power now. It's down in the 100s, and I've passed probably about 20 people, and I'm carrying my momentum through turn number 1, and I pass another 10, 15 people, and I come up here and I'm going to get on some go fast again. And so it's just picking your line and knowing where to be, knowing when to exert your energy, knowing what wheels to jump on. And so I get up on Isaac's wheel, and Isaac is a good strong rider. He's very vocal in the races, and again, you just got to know who's who in the zoo. You got to know what wheels to jump on. So right now you see Mark Rocha is behind me. You got Jorge, he's going up rocking the Rafa Oil Slick kit. You got Peter Verth behind me. We have Mark Rocha behind me. We have Dylan behind me. We got Austin right there in the red kit coming up. And Austin, you have been marked, brother, because you have almost a Louis type sprint. What do I mean by that is how I was talking about Louis earlier of Go Fast, how he was really, really spinning really fast in the race, just in maintaining the speed with the peloton. But Austin has this very fast spinning sprint that is snappy. So you really have to watch him. Right now you see that there's a break off the back of me. There's a pretty good, probably 1 or 2 bike lengths off the back of me. And it's probably about 11 or 12 of us up here. And they're kind of finagling around because nobody wants to get up to the front and pull. So right now, of course, I'm staying back because I do not want to get caught up there. And as you look at the rear camera, the peloton has caught us. And of course, it doesn't take much because this is kind of a downhill section. And so you see Dylan has come in front of me. You see Mark Rocha. You see Octavio right here. We have Austin, and we have a lot of riders coming up. I believe that's Dylan, or not, Dakota, that went underneath again. And so right now, pace is up, going 28 miles an hour. Heart rate's at 175, going 85 revolutions per minute, pushing out over 270 watts, or 260 watts, excuse me. And of course, that's going to fluctuate from time to time. And so right now, we're going through turn number 2, and we are progressing our way. So right now we have just over 4 minutes, so roughly about 2 laps to go. Once we come through the start finish, we'll probably have about 2 laps to go. So you see how the peloton just swelled right there. And what I've learned to do is just hold my line. unless it's really, really drastic. I mean, that was almost drastic, but if it's really, really drastic, I will pick a side to go with. But usually, especially with how tight this area is, it's not too tight, but it's tighter than some of the other courses that we've done. I will just hold my line. And the reason why I hold my line is because it's easier for me to just hold my line, because people all around me are moving to the left and moving to the right. I just hold my line because it's going to come back together. And if I just hold my line, I have priority over that position. So a person will have to adjust to me rather than me adjusting to them. And so right now, you see here, I'm sitting behind Louis again. This is another Louis of Dare, not the Louis of Go Fast. And so you see the two guys to my left right there. If you just, I didn't sure if you noticed it or not, but they actually hooked and almost crashed and went down. And so what I did was I moved right back inside. And so I'm right now behind Mike Starr of H&S or FLX Racing, and we are making our way. So if you look in the rear view camera, I have a Go Fast guy sitting on my wheel, not the Serious Cycler guy in the gray, but the Go Fast guy in the purple. He's going to ride my wheel, and I believe he feels that this lap that we're on right now is the last lap. But this is actually the second to last lap. And so he's going to do something very interesting here very soon. So right now I got Dakota to my immediate right. I got Mike Starr in front of me. I got Isaac in front of me. We have Louis in front of me with Dare. And to tempo is up. We're going 27 miles an hour. Heart rate's at 172. Rotate cadence is 92, 93. And we're coming through turn number 2. So you see here that everything is kind of going. Not a lot of braking. Everybody's finding their way. People are hammering down. So Isaac came up behind me and said, follow me. So I jumped on Isaac's wheel. We're making our way up. So again, you're going to see me passing a few people here because he's actually leading me out, and we're making our way. So we're passing up Wes, and we passed up Mike Starr. We're making our way closer to the front of the peloton. And so right now I'm sitting on his wheel, and again, you got the Go Fast guy behind me, and we're coming through turn number 3. And we're progressing up, and we're watching things. And so we got Isaac up here. He's watching. He's seeing what's going on in front of him. And he's out of the saddle, just maintaining the pace. And I'm just trying to stick to his wheel the best that I can. We got Austin up there, Dylan up there, all to about my 1 o'clock. And we're in good position. We're on the inside. We're in good position. We're close to the front. And so we'll go through. Isaac took that turn really close. And then check this out. The door got closed on him. So he was coming through, the door got closed on him. He didn't like that. Look at the Go Fast guy behind me. He's coming over the top. He's sprinting. And he gets first place across the line with 1 lap to go. So he sprinted 1 lap early, and he was very frustrated, like, oh my God, we got 1 lap. So now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the bell lap. This is the last lap, and look at your boy. I am up near the front. I think I'm 1, 2, 3, I think about 6th wheel. We got Josh right there with all the way to the outside with the blue kit on. Again, I'm sitting on Isaac's wheel. We have Dorian right here to my right, my 2 o'clock. We got 3 Go Fast guys. I believe this is Coy right here to my right. We just passed. So we have Mark Rocha up front. We have Stephen Walter second. We have Isaac third. Then myself sitting 4th wheel. You see everybody kind of hunkered in behind me. We have a guy going on underneath. He goes up. Isaac jumps. He jumps on that wheel. And because I'm hurting, I can't react. I actually kind of left it open, hoping that Mark or Stephen would jump and fill that gap in. It didn't happen. Come out the saddle, jump on Dakota's wheel. We got Gamma, Dakota in front of me. This is Louis right here in front of me. So I jump on Louis' wheel, trying to maintain it. Look at my heart rate. It's at 193 beats per minute. And I'm hurting, 195. We're going 31 miles an hour, and we're coming around turn number 4. Coy comes over the top of me. I have Dorian on my wheel. I have a few people behind me, and we're making our way through turn number 5. And as we come, have Irvin on the outside of me, have some more Go Fast guys in front of me. Now we're going. I hit like 300 watts in that. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, look at my power, look at my cadence. I'm actually cruising through, and I get 18th of 54. 18th of 54. Jorge just comes through right after me, getting 16th or 19th. I got 18th of 54. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. On to the next one with your boy, C-Dub, a.k.a. Crit Whit. Peace.